Hi, this is Dr. Janine Parolini, your Profinabox, again coming to you from the slopes of Lutsen. And I thought in this video we could talk more about that choice between living in the van full time and having a place to land besides the van. And I gave the van close to a year. I mean, when I first got the van in November of 22, I could not stop staying in it. I loved it so much. So I consider that I was pretty close to full time because I was living a distance from the cities at that time. So I would use the van a lot to, stay close to friends and work. So I would say I was in the van about a year, and I loved it. It's hard. It's a harder lifestyle. And the reason I say that is because you're closer to the elements than you are when you have, more of a solid dwelling, like an apartment or a home or even a tiny home. So you experience more of the elements, which I mean, is something I really wanted to explore and do because I wanted to increase my empathy towards those who, don't have solid dwellings. And so it really helped me to do that and to understand more about that, especially being in education. I grew up in the inner city of Chicago, lived in, I shouldn't say I fully grew up there, but that's where I started. And, my parents never were able to own a home. And so, getting education was incredible that, I've been able to find those opportunities. And so, I wanted to open up my empathy to those who, don't have certain things, even more so than maybe I already have that empathy. So, being in the van really helped me to do that. I'm in my early 60s. So another thing is that the van is harder on the body. So, basically you're sleeping on, maybe a 4 to 6 inch mattress versus, today you could get really thick mattresses and pads. And so, you feel that more, especially, at my age. But, again, what I did is I just made sure I was stretching more. I've been working out more. I've hired a personal trainer to help with that. And that is better. I mean, that is really better. So I did some things on my part to help with that. And I'm grateful that the van pushed me to do that. And then there's that piece of, what is your heart like? And here's what I mean by that. So I discovered that there's a greater part of my heart that really appreciates roots. And so having that landing pad in a neighborhood with people around me, like right now I'm renting from a wonderful person, and I love, our friendship that's developing and our relationship, and that gives me some of that rootedness. And then I appreciate our neighborhood because people look out for each other. They have a Christmas party, so those kinds of roots are really important to me. And I think you can establish those roots in a van in some ways, but it's not the same. So I found out and discovered that a little bit more of my heart is wired for those types of roots than the freedom. But the freedom is hugely important to me. The freedom that the van provides is wonderful. It's a blessing and it's very important to me. But I think I have a little bit more of my heart that really needs those roots. So I hope that's helpful. I try to do these videos within 5 minutes, and we're close to that. So I'm going to stop now and wish you a great day. And I hope that processing this is helpful as you consider what's best for you in terms of a van and roots. Have a great day. Bye for now.